Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place of calling. Be yourself, see yourself. This is a show, my people. Believe our hopes are to needless reason. Nobody feel left out. It's the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes to build a and all the things that will feel happen and not got blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling. Get up, make every day count. Don't waste it, people. Do your part, play around, get where you need to. You can tune in for work or in your vehicle. If you got a problem, pick up the phone. Why wait till the time calling is the show with no matter even if you're at home. Just call in. Trouble your bed. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling. Be yourself, see yourself. This is a show, my people. Believe our hopes are to needless reason. Nobody feel left out. It's the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes to obey. And all the things that will feel happen and not got blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling. Be yourself, see yourself. This is a show, my people. Believe our hopes are to needless reason. Nobody feel left out. It's the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes to obey. And all the things that will feel happen and not got blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling. Get up, make every day count. Don't waste it, people. Do your part, play around, get where you need to. You can tune in for work or in your vehicle. If you got a problem, pick up the phone. Why wait till the time calling is the show with no matter even if you're at home. Just call in. Trouble your bed. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling. Be yourself, see yourself. This is a show, my people. Believe our hopes are to needless reason. Nobody feel left out. It's the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes to obey. And all and blue skies. I love it when people get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place of calling. WB. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place of calling. WB. Be yourself, see yourself. This is the show, my people. Believe our hopes up to needless reason. Nobody feel left out. It's the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah. No respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes. WB. And all the things that we feel happen and got blue skies. I love it when people get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place of calling. WB. Get up, make every day count. Don't waste it, people. Do your part, play around, get where you need to. You can tune in for work or in your vehicle. If you got a problem, pick up the phone. Why wait till the time calling? It's the show with no matter even if you're at home. Just call in. WB. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place of calling. WB. Be yourself, see yourself. This is the show, my people. Believe our hopes up to needless reason. Nobody feel left out. It's the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah. No respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes. WB. And all the things that we feel happen and got blue skies. I love it when people get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place of calling. WB. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place of calling. WB. Be yourself, see yourself. This is the show, my people. Believe our hopes up to needless reason. Nobody feel left out. It's the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah. No respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we.
Welcome. This is WUB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes, and this is a Friday, the seventh day of November 2025. I'm Nuri Mohammed in the host show, the host seat this morning, and we hope that you'll stay with us throughout the show. As you know, we have certain steps that we go through. We give you an update on the weather. Today it's from Michelle Augustine. And then we bring you up to date on a package prepared by our news center. After 7 o'clock, we begin our conversation with you. So stay tuned.
Morning, some areas are experiencing foggy conditions that will possibly persist for a few hours. Therefore, motorists are advised to exercise caution. The forecast is for sunny skies with a few cloudy spells today and partly cloudy or clear tonight. A few showers are possible over the Keys this morning, with only isolated showers expected elsewhere. High temperatures are expected to reach about 87 Fahrenheit along the coast, 90 Fahrenheit inland, and 80 Fahrenheit in the hills. Winds are light, producing slight sea conditions. We're currently experiencing a low tide, and high tide will be at 13 minutes to midday. The moon will set at 11 minutes after 8 this morning, and the sun will set at 5:18 this evening. Overnight, temperatures are expected to drop to about 78 Fahrenheit near the coast, 73 Fahrenheit inland, but only 68 Fahrenheit up in the hills. And in the outlook for Saturday and Saturday night, mainly fair weather with only isolated showers is expected. In the tropical weather outlook, tropical cyclone formation is not expected over the area for the next few days. And in the sargassum forecast, latest satellite observations suggest that a few small sargassum mats continue to linger near the coast of Belize. The forecast suggests little movements of these mats over the coming days. However, the overall sargassum impacts are expected to remain minimal. And that concludes this morning's weather report and forecast produced at the National Meteorological Service.
The first private radio in Belize since 1989, Creme FM presents the news. Informative, accurate, current information, local, regional, and international news, weather and sports. And now, the news.
The Public Service Union, the PSU, filed the required 21-day notice of industrial action on Wednesday, November the 5th, notifying that a trade dispute exists regarding the transition of the Belize Tax Service Department to a semi-autonomous revenue authority, SARA. We spoke with the CEO of the Ministry of Labor, Valentino Schall.
Yes, regarding the Public Service Union and the tax service and the issue with SARA, yes, they have submitted a notice,
Friday?
a dispute notice. I believe so, yes.
Okay.
No, sorry, yesterday. I believe it was submitted yesterday. But the submission has been made and we have received it. We're in the process of responding, acknowledging their notice. And of course, we have to internally discuss the way forward and how to help them address this matter. But yeah, we're fully aware of it. We have received the notice and we are preparing a response for them very shortly.
The notice to the Minister of Labor, the Honorable Francisco Marin Jr., states that the subject of the dispute is the government's persistent refusal to engage with or even to respond to the union's serious concerns regarding the planned transition. The PSU asserts that the process is, quote, legally flawed, procedurally unjust, and devoid of empirical justification. Officials from the Ministry of Education met yesterday with the Accountant General and her team to address the continued complaints from the Belize National Teachers Union, BNTU, and some teachers that have not been paid their salaries on time, while others have seen questionable miscellaneous deductions. In one case, back in September, a teacher out west told Creme and XTV that they were told monies they received in December of 2024 were loans, and so the monies were not being deducted from their salary. And so the monies were now being deducted from their salaries. When the minister was asked about it this week, he called it in advance for monies owed to the teachers for salary adjustments and allowances. The union has since questioned how can money owed to teachers be paid when taken back. The CEO in the Ministry of Education yesterday told CREM News and XTV that in their meeting with the officials of the Accountant General's Ministry, they will confirm and update data on their end. Rose Avila, a teacher from Bella Vista, spoke about her particular case.
I had issue with my deductions because last year I personally got $338 from my management. And in it clearly states increment. And then this year, this was last month, September, I noticed a miscellaneous deduction of $338. So I was confused because I believe that as employee or of the management or in at large of this government, we should, or I should know exactly where my salary is going. There should be nothing on my payslip that says miscellaneous. Miscellaneous can be anything and go anywhere. That's not right. And then before the deduction happened, nobody actually gave me a heads up to say, oh, Miss Avila, well, we're going to take back the $338 that we gave you in December. First of all, that wasn't communicated to me personally. I can speak on my behalf. And I know a lot of my colleagues also went through the same thing. Nobody said, okay, we will give you this $338 and then we will take it back. If it says increment, isn't increment something that I have already earned? So then why take it back from me then? If you were going to give us an advance, first of all, let us agree whether or not we want an advance, because we didn't ask for an advance. Personally, I, Mrs. Avila, did not ask for an advance. So then, if it was an advance, then that should have been communicated with us. So we decide, even if you all want to give it to us, then we decide whether or not we're going to touch it or just leave it there.
Earlier this week, a consultation was held in Ladyville regarding the possibility of the growing village becoming a tongue. Valentino Schall, the CEO of the Ministry of Labor of Local Government, told us that the process is still very much in a preliminary stage.
This is a very initial concept. There is nothing substantial or concrete. It's just people getting together. This idea has been around for quite some time. It's just a large and growing community that's just outside of Belize City. So it's a conversation that the leaders of the community wanted to have, and our ministry was invited, so we represent. But it's not. There's no any concrete plans at the moment. It's very preliminary and exploratory at this moment.
What are the actual procedures? Like, are there guidelines that or thresholds that need to be met? Or do we need to establish some for the future to say, well, if you reach this population size, then automatically you should become a township?
So the Town Councils Act gives the minister the authority to declare towns. And so whenever we intend to declare a town, we will have to follow the procedures and the provisions provided for in the Act. And there are several considerations. The infrastructure, the population size, and of course the consultation that will need to happen with the people in order for this to happen. So it's not a short process. It's a process that will take time, and so we're not rushing into anything with this matter.
An insurance official in Belize has warned that the insurance premiums would be expected to increase on account of the devastation of Category 5 Hurricane Melissa, which made landfall in Jamaica on October the 28th and left significant damages in its wake. Andrew Rowe, the managing director of RF&G Insurance, says that the companies they reinsure with may be making payouts above what they may have predicted or consider reasonable.
Reinsurance companies are the insurance companies of insurance companies, and they help diversify the risk for the insurers. Now in the Caribbean, there's only a handful of companies, global companies that do business with the Caribbean insurance industry, which means that who RFNG reinsures with is going to be the same, or at least a few of the same companies that all of those insurance companies in Jamaica are reinsuring with. So now coming back to your point, what's the ripple effect? The ripple effect is that these reinsurance companies see and are paying substantial losses in Jamaica and will continue to do so for a little while. And if those losses exceed what they might have predicted is reasonable or what they have priced for, premiums have to go up. And when premiums go up, it's not just Jamaica who's going to pay more, it's going to be the entire Caribbean region. So that's one part of it. The other part of it is there's always insurance companies who are on the margins. They're reinsurance companies, and they're saying, yeah, I'll put a little bit of money into this hurricane business in Jamaica, Bahamas, Belize, wherever, because it makes me some good money. But they're not fully invested in it. So when the wind blows, like it just has, and they pay out a big loss, and somebody sitting in some corporate office in New York, Switzerland, wherever it might be, says, what is that big loss that we've just taken? Get rid of that hurricane business from the Caribbean. That means reinsurers pull out of the region altogether, leaving a smaller pool of available reinsurance capacity. And as economics works, supply and demand, if the supply reduces, then the prices will increase. And that's just the nature of how it works.
And that's our news for this morning, the 7th day of November 2025. There's more news coming up following the morning strew. That's a little bit after 12 o'clock. A news update at 3 o'clock and a full news broadcast at 5:15 on Creme Radio. Here on XTV, we bring you the entire news broadcast at 6 o'clock this evening. It's now 9 minutes to 7 o'clock. We'll take a short break and come back and open the phone lines.
Informative, accurate, current information. Crem's newscast. Local, regional, and international news. Weather and sports.
I'm Randall Friesen and I manage Westwell Produce, better known as Granny's Foods. That's our main brand. So we offer high quality grains, beans, rice, and we also offer corn chips made from 100% locally grown corn. We saw a need for high quality locally produced products. A lot of the best products are being exported, and we said, we need to keep some of the best products here in Belize rather than export everything. Atlantic Bank has helped us achieve our goals by providing the financing for us to be able to launch products faster than we would without the financing that they offer. We find that Atlantic Bank is very customer friendly, especially with small and medium-sized businesses. We find that Atlantic Bank is more than willing to go the extra mile. They try to understand your business. So when we go to Atlantic Bank with a certain need, we find that they try to develop a solution that will meet our specific need. I would encourage any small business owner to go to Atlantic Bank for their financial services. They're very friendly, and just overall, their service is excellent.
Want all the postpaid perks without the commitment? Now you can with Smart Supercharged prepaid plans. All the talk, text, and data you need. No contracts, no hassle. Pay upfront for your package and enjoy total freedom. No commitments. Just simple, flexible plans that fit your life. Pick your power, Core, Edge, or Prime. Prepaid plans ready when you ready. Commit to no commitments and get yours today. Dial 7526 or star 100 pound key. Use the Smart app or visit a Gimme Dollar agent to purchase today. Smart, bringing people together.
Amandala is now online. You can now access Amandala's midweek and weekend issues online by logging on to our website at amandala.com.bz/news and joining our membership portal today. There's 5 easy steps to get unlimited access to weekly e-paper, archive publications, and a host of other exclusive contents. Number 1, go to Amandala's website. Number 2, navigate to subscribe areas. Number 3, choose a membership level. Number 4, check out using our secured portal. Number 5, log into the members only section. Telephone numbers 501-280-4703 or 202-4477. Fax us at 501-222-4702, or you could email at amandalapress@yahoo.com or amandalapress@gmail.com. Amandala, all power to the people.
Welcome. This is WUB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. Now it's time to open the phone lines and to invite your calls here at 280-5848, 280-5848, and we're ready to accept your calls. Quite a few things taking place, but let me jump number one at this poppy that you see me wearing. This is a celebration or a remembrance. I shouldn't say a celebration, but a remembrance of November 11th. I am not sure exactly what year that would have probably been in 1945. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But it's the end of World War II, and it's called Amnesty Day. That's not the right pronunciation of that word, but it recognized the end of the war. The Allies beat the Germans. But this poppy is a reminder of the sacrifice that Belizean soldiers made during that period of time. But more than anything else, the Belize Ex-Services League and National Executive Council has been for years commemorating this period by selling puppies. And these puppies go into their treasury, which in fact helps those veterans that are still alive. And a report that they have given out here states that the League continues to keep their sacrifice and memories, meaning those soldiers and their families. In 2024, the Belize Ex-Services League yielded a total of $8,651 in assets with the welfare of our needy veterans and widows throughout the country. That's a significant amount of money that is raised by the League and is distributed to our veterans. Many of them would be forgotten if it were not for the effort being made by the Belize Ex-Services League. So this campaign, the objectives is, number one, to be a visible sign of remembrance. Number two, to raise money for the needy veterans. And number three, to provide employment to disabled veterans. So we encourage you to give support to this. The Belize Ex-Services League has an account. It's a very, very long number here at the Belize Bank, but I will try to give this out. 1298 3801 0120 001. And those are the numbers for the Belize Bank, but I'm sure you could call the Belize Bank and get the number for the Ex-Services League. And we encourage you here at CREM and XTV that you support this effort. It's one of those very quiet efforts that's being made to help our Belizeans. We don't usually hear about the good work that the Belize Ex-Services League does, but it is doing excellent work, and we'd like to actually acknowledge Ms. Valerie Richardson, JP, who has been at the helm now for over a decade, in fact, even more than that, spearheading this effort on a regular basis. And also, they are having the event at the Memorial Park, which is called the Remembrance Day, and that will be held on Sunday the 9th, so that is this Sunday coming, and that will begin at 9 o'clock in the morning, and they're requesting that everybody be there by 8:30. The poppy wristband and stickers are donations to your institutions. So we hope that you will support this very genuine effort that takes place every year. Our number here is 280-5848, 280-5848. A number of things are in our news. There was a time when there was not much news in Belize. The Belize billboard was filled primarily with foreign news and local politics, but there were no excitements. We had no major murders and no gangs, and we had none of that many, many years ago. Today, our news is filled with a new reality. And a lot of it is positive. It's not all negative and all bad. But, you know, when it comes to focusing on particularly our political process, there's a lot of work to be done in that area. And, you know, we kind of come down hard with leadership in this country, but it's not much different than other countries and other communities that come down hard on their leadership, because the expectation of leaders is extremely high. I mean, you come before us and you promise to fix everything, and you give us a manifesto listing the things that you will pay attention to. But many times governments get cornered into just one or two areas that is absorbing a lot of their time, and not giving attention to certain other areas that was also in their manifesto and was important to the citizens who voted for them. So that's a consideration. An interesting, I would say, but very important issue has come up this week, where Mr. George Herbert is now suing the government because of his his unlawful extradition. And in fact, it was not even an extradition, it was an illegal extradition, in the sense that the American DEA agent came down to Belize, and with the help of Belizean police, they were able to abduct Mr. Herbert from his home, ransacked his home, terrorized his wife and children, and placed him in a vehicle, held him overnight, and then forcibly pushed him on a plane with a DEA agent, all against the law. Why is it against the law? Because America and the Belize government have an extradition treaty. We've been seeing that going on quite some over the last many years. We've seen this execution of extradition in those individuals that were running from the law in the United States and hiding in Belize. And when they are discovered through the extradition treaty that Belize has with the United States, they hand these individuals over. In the case of Mr. Herbert, that was not done. And in the case of Mr. Budna, that was not done. So Budna was taken over into Guatemala forcibly, put in a jurisdiction where he needed to serve time for his conviction. But it was not done through any extradition process, because there is no extradition with Belize. And so by picking up Mr. Budna, really kidnapping Mr. Budna and putting him across the border, has now provoked a lawsuit. And that lawsuit is somewhere still in the process of the courts. We have not heard much about it from the attorneys, Michelle Trapp and Mr. Arthur Saldiva. But there is this effort being made to address the legality or illegality of Mr. Budna being kidnapped and placed over in Guatemalan territory. In the case of Mr. Herbert, this took place over 20 odd years ago. And while we may have been so full of this man, the one drug dealer, this man, the head of George Street gang, and we were having so much issues with gangs during that period, that many people didn't pay much attention. In fact, some people may have been saying, aha, good riddance. And the illegal process of Mr. Herbert being placed on that plane and taken to the United States, charged again with what the United States was charging him with, being found guilty and being forced to begin a 33-year sentence. And all of this, when you look at it legally, it was being done wrongly. And so I believe it was Justice Conte, when the matter was brought before him, found that this was an illegal move of this man and his rights were violated. The case that was brought before the courts awarded Mr. Herbert, I believe, $30,000, which he has never collected. And that $30,000 was supposedly to address the wrongdoing of him being taken out of the country illegally. Now, what is happening here now is that he is lawyered. He's been back in Belize, I believe, many months now. It could be over a year. But he's been very low profile. I think he's only given one brief interview to Jules Vasquez. But other than that, he has been under the radar and refused to make any kind of public announcement. So now we're seeing that he's lawyered up with some heavy-duty lawyers, including senior counsel, former Prime Minister of Belize, Dean Barrow, Miss Finnegan, Agassi Finnegan, and a lawyer from the UK. So that case is going to be an interesting case to observe. And what will be interesting about that case is what precedent will be set in that case as it relates to the Budna case. Because what Arthur Saldiva and Michelle Trapp is saying is that Mr. Budna was illegally, in fact, kidnapped and taken across to that jurisdiction. Now, what is interesting, and I'm just speculating, is that Mr. Herbert had to spend a significant amount of his time in the United States. I believe 22 years is what I saw. So he spent 22 years in prison before he was extradited back to Belize and is able now to address his matter or to bring his matter up in the courts so that he can be awarded what he believes that he is owed. And I believe there are a number of things that he wants to get done. One of them is to be paid the $33,000, I believe $30,000 or $33,000, along with interest over the last 20 odd years that he should be collecting on this. And also some other matters here of which I believe there would be some level of monetary compensation for the wrong that was done to Mr. Herbert. Interesting case. Our number here, 2805848, and we welcome you to weigh in on this matter of Herbert or any other area. Another interesting point that I raised just briefly with Mr. Dickie Bradley yesterday was the Mandani win. And the amount of Belizeans I have seen posting on Facebook saying, I voted for Mandami. And there is, to my mind, a big story in this Mandami win. Several big stories. One is that he is outside of the establishment, even though he is a Democrat. And within the Democrat tent, he has a very unique approach to his campaign, of which he did not get the support of other Democrats. I was very, very surprised that Mr. Obama did not come out and, give his support to Mandami. Why? Because there's so much similarities between his campaign and the campaign of Brother Mandami. I believe that the initial efforts of Mr. Obama came as an outsider, as a person who sort of just shot on the political scene from out of nowhere, even though he had been active in the Chicago community work that he was doing, no one thought that this young man would have jumped into the race as he did. And if you could remember when he first got on that stage, everybody was just, whoa, what is this? Who is this? And his name, Obama, was also something that struck people because he is Obama, Hassan Obama. And this Barack Hassan Obama struck people as saying, oh, he's not a Muslim. And as you know, the Trump campaign rallied around that idea of building fear that you don't want to put a Muslim in the White House. And even though Obama said clearly, listen, I was educated in Malaysia, I went to Muslim schools in Malaysia, my father was a Muslim, but I never accepted Islam. I respect Islam, but I never became a Muslim. That didn't make any difference. The very fact that he was Barack Hussein Obama was enough for that campaign of Mr. Trump to continue that he's not a citizen, that, you know, he born from outside of America. How could he be president when he is not even a citizen, etc., etc., etc. So I would have thought that coming on the scene as he did and fighting those initial battles, that he would have seen that the same playbook was being used on Mr. Mandami, and that he would have done everything he could to try to give him at least moral support to say, stay in there, boy. I did it, and America is going through a change, and they will probably see you differently than what all this propaganda is saying, that you're not Banya and that you're not really American and etc., etc. All the very, very vulgar things that they were saying about our brother Mandami. So the other aspect of that case, and why I think it relates significantly to our situation here in Belize, is that he is a second generation immigrant into America, meaning he never born there. I believe the law is that he could not go towards presidency unless they change that law, because you have to be a native born in the United States or its territories for you to run for the United States president, but not so in the municipal. Here's our first call. Welcome, caller. Yeah, welcome. This call is gone. All right, please call back, caller. Yeah, so he was in a situation there in New York where there are no rules that you have to be an American, born in America, in order for you to run. So clearly he went through the immigration process to become a citizen. Welcome, caller.
Hey, brother Nuri.
Yeah, man, welcome.
Salam alaikum, my brother.
Wa alaikum assalam, my brother.
I got a big up, you know?
Yes.
I got a youth, I want to big up. I'm going to try to reach yesterday, but I never get you. The youth I made up a show yesterday.
Kashif, yes.
Well, original youth, brother Nuri.
Yeah.
Why youth will know what me want. You know what I'm saying? Why youth will have a dream.
Yes, yes.
I could tell you because I watch and grow.
Yeah, you say come from Lake Eye.
I watch no man, he come, listen to me, the only Lake Eye. He go for a long way.
All right. You talk about you and Will West and the rest.
No man. He know that crowd there. He go for a long way, but then both days.
Ah, okay.
Yes, man. That's why he sit down there with so much confidence and make you know that.
Man, he was very confident yesterday.
This camp where he planned, but I knew this camp that I just overnight thing this young boy me dream about this thing, you know. Every time he visit, he mention it. But you see, he knew about it. He got a formula. He got a formula, now he crack the code. I know about it. He grew up in it. That's my dream. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
They buy the state and basketball in their hand. Why so you got gun in their hand, you buy a basketball.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes.
Why man? Why so you want to go on the block like myself? They don't buy they go on the court. They don't buy the feel it when they take off we basketball court for a week. For we original basketball court, that the basketball court by the police station, you know.
Yeah.
And when they take that way for we, they don't buy they feel it because everybody just meet to play ball. That when they take away the ball, that when they take away the sport far away, that then we start to hang up on the corner. You understand?
I know, I understand you, brother. And I agree with you.
The youth, that don't any youth. Why think you tell her, you know Devon and you know this, the youth grew up with we. You got lots of people, Brother Nuri, we come from different community, and they don't dodge it. They just never into it. Into that street culture, that street style. You could tell. Somebody may get influence in it. Because the dream winning got planned. Never come true because the people in stand up long and they tell about the dream. You know what I'm saying? Kill the dream. So they get divert. Enter in your community, Brother Nuri, and you don't encourage your youth. Make them fulfill their dream. Support them. What we said, hype me up. And that's what we do with our youth there. I like ball. A lot of them like ball, you know. But somebody never get a run where he get. Because in our group, there's a lot of good people come out of a good community, Brother Nuri. And I think some of them type of people should be recognized on a day like this.
Do you think that...
Male and female.
Yeah. Do you think that now that Kim Daly is Minister of State and he come out of the same camp, and also you got a new Minister of Sport, which is Anthony Marla.
Yes.
You know, do you see the difference taking place as a result of that?
Yeah, well, honestly speaking, Brother Nuri, knowing that too, brother, Devon, they know what they get in the right seat. If they want, Brother Nuri, if they want to make a difference, they make a difference. Can they get in the right seat? And then the man they get, guidance from Marla, but Marla will make him deal with the sports, and then Marla will deal with the business and foreign, with the Yankee there, with the tourists them. They play like that and bra like that. But my thing is, Brother Nuri, listen to me. Sports, that one thing, Brother Nuri, when for a young man watch it, and I keep telling, I have a son when I'm a volleyball player, and every day I tell him, he has become one of the biggest volleyball players ever. You get what I'm saying? But I knew we have to start to take the youth there. But I knew if you take one circle by Swift Hall, and he had the energy out of the youth, the voice. He had the energy out of the youth, the voice when the youth is screaming in a building. You know? For the love of the game, love of the sport, no matter what sport. You know what I'm saying? We focus on a lot of things, but I knew but like we just don't focus on our personal talent. Somehow we got it, but we just don't try to execute it. Because we're talented. And this is how other Caribbean got over with, because when they see talent, they support it. Anytime we have an event, I got to do it we versus any other part of the world, we're supposed to show the strength. We're not a small majority, but if we show strength, it causes a great impact. So my thing is this, you see that youth, but I don't know regular youth, that youth, they connect this, that youth, they connect all the dots. All the dots. The people that we know, that people into him too. And I want to change the time. And that might be good fit to the Brother Nuri.
Yeah, that's, and I join you in that, my brother. I join you in that. Let's take our break for 2 Cents Scam with this same brother, Brick City, who has multiple talents and multiple hats that he wears. I've been watching him for over 30 years. All right, let's take that break now.
Big up Friday.
Who you want big up?
Big up my ma, my sister, my auntie. Yeah, that my auntie. Yeah, big up my stepfather right through the block too. Big up my granny. Big up all of my sweet auntie there. And my cousin there. To the corner of us.
Big up somebody.
Well, I want to big up my mother, Nunes. My granny Carmen Zuniga. I'm Auntie Veline Nunes.
Big up your hair, just
my sister Vanya Nunes. Link the link. I want to big up all the PG people them, yeah. I want to big up my mom, yeah, Carmen Zuniga with a PG. And all of my sister them, my niece, my nephew them, yeah. Don't say it.
Alright. Jay?
I will know where I'm there on Man Street, when I drop Raccoon Street massive. When I drop the girl from way down south, don't know. One crew, one love, don't say it.
Alright. I like big up the whole of Raccoon Street there, because there we come from, you know. Long Drag, Lydan, Mrs. I don't know what her name. Big up on yourself. Hard man, they get sense.
Well, big up the whole of Raccoon Street, you know. Down so. The whole team with me. One side, me say.
Yes, side.
And our 2 cent scam, of course, was sponsored by Foot Point Security.
Tired of replacing light bulbs? LEDs are what you need. LEDs last up to 30,000 hours. That's 30 times longer than incandescent bulbs, and up to 8 times longer than compact fluorescents. So less changing and less trash. Planet Earth thanks you. And the LED experts at Brothers Habet and Habet will help you find the best LED solution with colors for every room and mood, starting as low as $6.95. You can even get LED strips for home, office, and industrial use. So say goodbye to fluorescent tubes forever. And because they use up to 90% less energy, you save money. Money you can spend on other things. So head to Brothers Habet or Habet today. You can also call, email, or Facebook us. Have a brilliant day.
I'm Randall Friesen and I manage Westwell Produce, better known as Granny's Foods. That's our main brand. So we offer high quality grains, beans, rice, and we also offer corn chips made from 100% locally grown corn. We saw a need for high quality locally produced products. A lot of the best products are being exported, and we said, you know, we need to keep some of the best products here in Belize rather than export everything. Atlantic Bank has helped us achieve our goals by providing the financing for us to be able to launch products faster than we would without the financing that they offer. We find that Atlantic Bank is very customer friendly, especially with small and medium-sized businesses. We find that Atlantic Bank is more than willing to go the extra mile. They try to understand your business. So when we go to Atlantic Bank with a certain need, we find that they try to develop a solution that will meet our specific need. I would encourage any small business owner to go to Atlantic Bank for their financial services. They're very friendly, and just overall, their service is excellent.
Yes, I want to do farming. Fruits, vegetables, anything. You don't have to go there and buy, you know, you have your own thing.
This never happened when I come here in the baby. That's what you do.
200 lots, more lots than people with land of Equasia. So when I pick them when I'm born yet to get land.
You could look at all of them, how happy they are. They're so, man, these people don't know how to express themselves right now.
People who have never had a land before, will live here for years, finally get something to say, okay, I have something in my name, you know.
So when you get a piece of land, you have to hold on to your land. You have something to pass on to your picnic.
Use your land, make it useful.
Don't sell your land because it is gold. You're investing in your own selves and your children down the road.
I know how to say thanks again because it's a great achievement.
Welcome back to Decision 2025 on DDTV, tracking the choices that define Belize's future.
Leon, we have breaking news on what's happening across the country. This is just in. Belize has made its choice, and it's by a landslide.
That's incredible. Sherwin-Williams paint is the undeniable front runner. From family homes to major projects, Belizeans has chosen the paint that delivers durability, bold color, top-tier quality. Oh, see, I'm getting some information here. Reports are flooding in. Neighborhoods across the country are choosing Sherwin-Williams paint and coating.
Meanwhile, the other brand, well, let's just say their numbers are fading faster than their paint. With superior coverage, long-lasting color, and a reputation that's trusted by Belizeans, it's no surprise.
No surprise whatsoever. The people have spoken. Sherwin-Williams wins by a landslide.
That's right. The people have spoken. And that's the latest on Decision 2025. Thanks for tuning in to DDTV. Until next time, Belize.
Until next time, see you then.
Want all the postpaid perks without the commitment? Now you can with Smart Supercharged prepaid plans. All the talk, text, and data you need. No contracts, no hassle. Pay upfront for your package and enjoy total freedom. No commitments. Just simple, flexible plans that fit your life. Pick your power, Core, Edge, or Prime. Prepaid plans ready when you ready. Commit to no commitments and get yours today. Dial 7526 or star 100 pound key, use the Smart app, or visit a Gimme Dollar agent to purchase today. Smart, bringing people together.
phone lines are open. We have no guests today, and so our conversation continues. Our number here is 280-5848. 280-5848. There are a lot of messages, as I said, at least from my vantage point, in this Mandami win. This young man was born in Uganda. His father is a professor of philosophy, works at the Columbia University, which is one of the largest in New York City. His mother is a film producer, and I didn't know that she was the one who directed a film with Denzel Washington. She's also done several other films. So he comes from a family of producers, a family of dynamic persons. Here's another call. Welcome, caller.
Brother Nuri, good morning.
Morning,
I
Mr. Torres.
Well, I want to say I want to left it. I don't want to interrupt you in reference to Mandani.
No, go ahead.
You look like the purple and yellow. They play one role now.
The purple and yellow.
Purple and yellow.
Tell me what you mean. Tell me what you mean by that.
Nobody could have never leave him here win, true?
Yes, I'm glad you bring that up.
I know him here win. But, yeah, and I don't want to distract that. I will let you alone. I want to call next time. I want to talk in reference to the, if you allow me.
Yeah, man.
Thanks very much.
We're open today, Mr. Torres, so you could...
Okay, thanks very much,
you could introduce any topic you want.
Like I tell outlet elsewhere, another complaint I did make reference, all right, of non-professionalism. You know, put one circle where they call it highway, all right, on the road where speed over 20 miles per hour is occurring, 50, 60, 70. And you and put one circle. This, I'm talking about the circle after you pass Benny's apartment, going to Ladyville. Then put the circle, then put one circle, then top right, within that, then they put one other circle. And then high. They made it high, and said, then knock it down, boy. I passed it this morning. To me, they're 5 feet above surface level. It affect me because I got one low car. But when I turn, I can't see where they come from, Ladyville. When Ladyville they come, you can't see where they turn. And they got them bad habits of blocking view. Creating blind spots for drivers ever since they started putting in circles. Not only the circle, when you left Belize City, the first circle, after a pass view, Palote, the first circle, you can't see where they come from up north. Till they turn. Plus, to the middle, the divider, nearing the circle, got high plants, where one local can't see. Then got with the risk for life. Because and the long story, but Brother Nuri, I wish the chief engineer could instruct, because he's a professional. He could instruct that the zero, at least for now, that the circle, make them carry it flat. I don't see why we spend beautifying when we have to survive by begging grants. The other day, the U.S. we then give help to the U.S., but then still accept 250 million Belize. The only so we survive. We know they survive by the sweat of thy blood. How is that thing in? You see, we survive by then give me. Why they have to put circles? Beautify one circle when people need in sidewalks. Listen, Brother Nuri, I want to say it again, please. Stella Maris, then did something great for Stella Maris. Then give them, make them use, or then give them old teachers, the previous teachers college made it, all right, and get part of it, and very good. Very good. It's spacious for them and everything. But now the building of pedestrian traffic has increased. When you left Princess Margaret Drive for go the Stella Maris now, we can call it, and Healthcare Partners, you have one heavy movement of pedestrian. But when we do operate streets, we don't worry about the foot traffic, only the wheel traffic. Only the wheel traffic. If not me, I place attention more to the foot traffic than the vehicular traffic, because the foot traffic volume they increase 3 times as much the vehicle volume. You see? So I ask, please make me put one sidewalk there for the peoples then, for now. You see? And you got a piece. You know, when put 10 miles of pedestrian, you go this year, you put 300 yards. Next year, I want 200 yards. But you split the profit of the council, man. You know, only concrete streets for satisfy your voters. Because the voters, you only look at your voters, but the whole of the leaves use it. Lordy. Brother Nuri, I want to sit down, I want to continue to listen in reference to Mandani. Thanks very much, my friend. Have a great weekend.
You too, Mr. Torres. Mr. Torres is always consistently dealing with issues of traffic, and he has not liked this circle that we have, which is all over the place now. It used to be just 1 or 2, but now it's become all over the place, like I said. And I understand what he's saying, but I've been in some jurisdictions where it's blocked up in such a way that you don't see what's going on the other side. As he said, you know, you can't see the traffic coming from the north. I don't know, for example, at the one there by Brody's on the Philip Golson Highway that has the rotary things on it. That's a reasonable use of it. It's trying to give you a message. But his point is that, look, these, first of all, you know, like these circles. And secondly, if you do have these circles, why are you going to put so much obstructions there that would prevent people from being able to see what is around the circle? I understand you, Mr. Torres, but that's for Mr. Evan Moody, the chief engineer, to hear you and to see how that can be rectified. Our number here is 280-5848, 280-5848. To me, the Mandani win is more than just this individual in New York. It's what happens when we challenge a system that we assume we cannot change. He was dealing with some very powerful people in the New York race, one of them being Mr. Cuomo. Certainly Mr. Cuomo as governor had his own challenges, and he had his own propaganda that came against him at the end of his term. He was forced to resign from... welcome, caller.
Morning, Mr. Nuri.
Good morning, ma'am.
I'm calling you. Some time ago, I talked to you when I mentioned about my house was burglarized. It's burglarized again. And this time they went with my exercising machine, all the things that I need for my disability. And they went with many more things. The vacuums, they went into all the drawers, they thief out everything, all my sheets, blankets, many things. They even clean out the yard with the cement blocks and things like that. And people was parked by the gate. And I made a report to the police because I am making reports from the time when the former commissioner was there, because he had sent a corporal to take down information. And in my neighborhood, I could see people using my sheets, my clothes.
Oh, wow.
Yes, my different things. They even clean out the room where my husband had his tools, and you could hear all kind of tools being used around the neighborhood. I watched a young man who lives about 4 houses from me dressed fully in my husband's clothes. And all this information the police got. I don't know what they're doing, because when I spoke with different ones from the police department, they say that this is a crime and they should have, arrest should have been made long ago. So now I want my exercising machine and all the things that I use, because when they came back this time, they even brought things that they had carried, and I had to throw away all those dresses and so on because they were stink. So please, I want my exercising machine and the things that I stole. Even one a cane that is out of terracotta they went with, that I make use of.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Bed that you blow up, all kind of things, sir. They went through all the drawers, everything in my home, and they stole my clothes, my everything.
And what have
And I'm waiting, the police came, they took picture and things like that, and I didn't hear anything. And 2 weeks ago when I went downstairs, I noticed that my lock was tampered with, because one of the neighbors and his son, they used to jump over the fence. This time they've been tore away the circling wire off the fence.
How long ago did they initially get in your house?
2 weeks ago, they came back where they burglarized downstairs.
I don't mean when they came back. I mean when they went in there the first time. You mentioned that you complained to the
first time when I reported it the 7th of January. That was in 2023.
Wow, this is over 2 years ago.
Yeah, and the 25th of February. And then you find they came back the 6th of November 24. That was last year.
Wow.
All of them is in 24, sorry. And so, since then, I'm waiting on the police to make arrests and things like those, and it's not happening. And I have dealings with even the ones them up front that they put me through, but nothing is happening. And these people, they thief the tools, they sell it, the clothes and things, they share it with their different family members, and all my curtains and things they went with. I've married for 45 years and I cannot even find a set of kitchen curtain in my home. All the paint and things they thief, they have so much money now that they could do additions to their house. So I'm asking the police, please get active, because I work at BTL. They even went with suitcases. I could see them using my BTL shirts and all kind of things, sir.
Yeah, that...
And all this is happening because my husband died and I'm disabled and I can't get around the way I want to.
Yeah. I'm sorry to hear your situation there, sister. And I do remember that you had called
This is not the first time that
I remember you called before.
Yes,
Yeah.
I want them to deal with it because we work and we bought our things. They thief from upstairs and downstairs.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Thank you, Mr. Nuri. I hope the world here because I want my exercising machine and the things that all the things them that I use to give me aid they went with.
Yeah.
All my knee support, everything.
Yeah. And that's sad, sister. You know, when poor people thief from poor people, it's a real tragedy. I mean, thieving is bad all around, but when you thief,
knuckles, everything, and
Yeah.
these things are not common things.
Yeah.
They even stole out of the freezer all my food stuff they got with it. Because I was in the hospital for 1 day, and it seemed like one of them recognized it, and so they had field day in my house. A vehicle was parked out there, and I heard one of the neighbors said that the vehicle stopped by her gate, and they just brought in things, and she made them bring them in. One of them worked out a key, so she sell the things there out a key. The others you find live right in a Belize City.
so if you have all this information, I mean, you have neighbors that come and tell you what's going on. How is it that you can't get the police to talk to your neighbors and to talk to these people out the key where they see your things, so that they could maybe, you know, and I don't make no excuse for the police department, but I would imagine if something happened from 2024, that seemed a very long time to not give you satisfaction that at least they recover some of your things.
When they came, they never even take any fingerprint. Well, the officer said that it was too hot to do that, so they never do it.
Too hot? Too hot? What do you mean too hot? Did mean
too hot. You say it takes too long to develop. And I asked her if I'm here for now again, and I'm not here for now. And I called the officer that sent him, and I still not hear nothing. I text them, I'm not here. I have other people whom I ask how I can do this, because then it means that I would have to get an attorney to get them to do what they need to do, because I had spoken to somebody from the ombudsman, the stable, all over the place, and I'm not getting help.
So you made a report of what you're saying to us here. You made a report to the ombudsman?
Yes, I text the ombudsman, and then somebody called me from there too and spoke with me.
But normally the ombudsman, very responsible individual, he would take your case, put it over to his legal assistants there. They could interact with the police to get an update on their investigation of your problem. I mean,
the lady who spoke with me said that she is new, and in one instant I had mentioned that one of my brother was involved in it because he was there in the house, and they said that they can't get in touch when it comes to family.
Oh boy!
But thief is thief.
Yeah, thief is thief.
Thief is thief, because I even have one of my bracelets that came back into the house that I had given him to clean. And when I get home the night, you wouldn't believe that somebody was in the house today. It was when I went into the wardrobe, I noticed that they came back and they hung the clothes in there.
You mean they brought the clothes back?
Yeah, brought back some of the clothes that they had carried.
So why did they bring the clothes back?
I don't know, because at one time I had heard that the police, they did a raid at a house where they found some belongings over $3,000, and I was trying to find out. You see, one officer told me it was at Queen Street. Every time I call, they want to know if the police is involved in. One of the thieves, or Corporal lives in the same yard where one of the thieves there.
Okay, all right. Okay, caller.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am, yes. All right, we'll take our next break and we'll be back.
At Benny's, we have tiles to match any decor, whether it's classic, modern, or bold. Visit a Benny's store near you to meet with a sales representative that will assist you in calculating and selecting the right tiles for your floors and walls. Choose from our vast assortment of colors, textures, styles, and finishes. The perfect tile for every space at a price that can't be beat. Whether you're renovating your kitchen or finishing your ideal office space, Benny's Tile Gallery has it all. Benny's, quality and savings.
Let's take a journey through the core functions of the Social Security Board. It all starts with registering as an insured person, employer, or self-employed individual. Sign up for a portal account to manage your Social Security information online. Just provide accurate information and click Create. This will give you access to a range of services and benefits. Next, your contribution, along with investments and other income, are collected and distributed into 3 funds. This ensures that the SSB fund is securely utilized to support various benefit programs. The SSB is committed to providing essential benefits such as sickness, maternity, injury, and pension. These benefits are paid out to eligible individuals as a part of the Social Security coverage. We help you navigate through life's challenges with financial security. Annual surplus accumulates to grow the fund each year. This surplus is invested into various industries, contributing to the growth and development of our nation. With each passing year, the fund continues to grow due to the annual surplus and interest revenue earned from prudent investments. This surplus, along with reserves, helps to bolster the SSB fund and provide a safety net for those in need. We've arrived at the end of our journey to better understanding how the SSB works. We remain committed to serving you and building a secure future for all Belizeans.
Sea una persona ocupada o atrapado en el tráfico, o que tenga una circunstancia adversa,
o muy exigente, la tensión se acumula y lo estresa. El estrés ataca a todos en cualquier momento, a cualquier edad. El estrés es un asesino. Es mejor estar vivo que muerto, así que visite la farmacia de Freetown para obtener opciones.
Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Qué puedo hacer para usted hoy?
Estoy bien estresado.
Ok, tengo una pastilla que te va a ayudar, ¿ok? Que toma una de eso al día para 10 días y va a estar bien después, ¿sabes?
Ok. Farmacia Freetown, carretera 28 Freetown, donde estás mejor vivo que muerto. Farmacia Freetown, teléfono 22 32 87 6.
Un grupo de gente que hemos trabajado muy duro y la tierra es para la gente de Bellavista. ¿Para qué? Para que los jóvenes puedan tener tierra. ¿Para qué? Para que los jóvenes puedan desarrollarse en el futuro. Algo que les hacía falta por mucho tiempo. Nuestros padres vienen de las fincas bananeras. Somos gentes que hemos sufrido mucho y ustedes como jóvenes se merecen mejores oportunidades.
If you didn't have land before, you will have land now. Once you have land, you have wealth.
I think they want to build, they want to settle.
I'm already having dreams of my home and everything.
You know, the words are just, I'm really excited. I'm really happy. I can finally begin to build a house.
It's just a great feeling, you know.
Mi amigo es un hermano, una persona para el pobre. ¿Estamos de acuerdo?
All right, on the one from the hand, the window open and the light may turn off. You look like you listen to me, Jamie.
Not only that, I even get a new coffee mug, we keep my coffee hot all day.
I'm impressed, you don't look like you're so hard here.
Better than that, BL can change my meter to one of their new smart meter, they call it the AMI.
Oh, I hear about it for TV for a BL ad, you know.
Yes man, it don't reach the money better to change it right now, let's go check it out.
Hey guys, I'm almost done here.
So now when you reach my area?
We're upgrading meters across Belize. House by house, business by business. Always look out for BL logo, uniforms, and ID. BL will make you know when we're in the area. The EMI meter rollout is a part of BL strategy to modernize our energy services.
You don't need to come in at my house, right?
Come in at your house, boss, only if you got something good for you.
BEL, bringing you a brighter tomorrow.
Telephone numbers here, 280-5848. You're welcome to call and to be a part of our conversation this morning. I am spending a little time with Mandami because of so many lessons I'm seeing in his climb to power. One is that he was not in the clubhouse of the Democrats. He is identified with the Democrats, but because he's identified himself clearly as a democratic socialist, and the fact that he has not hidden his religion as being a Muslim, it was thought that maybe the Democratic Party could not embrace him. But there was also another Muslim high profile in Virginia. I believe she won as the lieutenant governor in Virginia, and she's also a Muslim. It was thought that Muslims would, have a kind of a Jehovah's Witness relationship with the West, that they don't want to get involved. They're sort of an outside group criticizing. So to see Mondame actually in the American process is a lesson to a lot of people. Not to me. I always thought that Muslims should be engaged, but there are a lot of people, Muslims, who felt that they answer to a different calling. And that is their misinterpretation, in my opinion, because really your faith, your religion guides your moral and your ethical structure of how you behave and how you deal. But in terms of your public service is not necessarily decided or dictated by your religious belief. Your religious belief directs you and keeps you in a particular formula. Now, when you look at the entire body of Islamic knowledge, it works very good within an Islamic society where everybody is of the same thinking. That's no different than Jews working in an environment where it's all Jews, or Christians working in an environment where they're all Christians. But we live in a world today where there are different people from different strains, and that's why it's so important that we don't get locked down in just seeing the world from our vantage point. There's a wide world out there. So you could hold on to your vantage point as to how your moral and ethical life go. You don't thief, you don't lie, you don't get involved in corruption, you give people what they do when you're in public service, you work on behalf of people. All of those things have nothing to do with religion. But your moral and ethical structure should guide you. Mr. George Price was a perfect example of that. Everybody saw Mr. George Price, and you could not deny that he was a practicing Christian, gone to Mass every single day of his life. People would see him walking to Mass. People would see Mr. Price stopping on the ring road in Belmopan and picking up paper and walking with a bag and trying to make sure. So his ethical frame of reference guided his public service. So this is what we're seeing in Mondami. And so people who try to approach you by saying, oh, I'm Muslim, automatically show either their ignorance or their prejudice and bias against Muslim, because there's nothing in Islam, nothing in the Quran, nothing in the way and the life of the Muslim that say you can't be involved in public service, or you must stay only in a Yorli corner and therefore you only talk from your corner. No. So to see Mandami win as he won on the platform of not being afraid to tell the public, listen, I'm a Muslim. And I'm not afraid, I'm not apologetic to try to come to you and try to explain myself out of my faith. This is my faith. And also that I am a democratic socialist. Notice he didn't say I'm a communist. And one of the problems here is that we have been so propagandized about communists and socialists and capitalists, much of which we have not personally dug deep enough to quite understand really what those terms and those concepts really mean. So we just hate communists. Why? Because we've been propagandized with that kind of propaganda. We hate the idea of socialism because we feel that, oh, that one threatened we. But if we understand these concepts, then we would see a lot of what Mr. George Price was doing was socialist. A lot of his ideas was trying to make sure that we take care of the base, the people who put us in office, much more than we put those people at the top and give them what they want. They may have supported us financially and otherwise, but when we get into office, we must remember that the base must be taken care of, and that's a socialistic idea. In fact, you could say it's a capitalistic idea too, because we do have charities and things like that within the capitalist system to make sure that you could donate part of what you have to help the poor. Or in a properly regulated capitalist system, your tax base should ensure that that money that is gathered in the tax is going out to those who most need it. So it's not an automatic condemnation of capitalism or automatic love of socialism. It's an understanding that the dynamics, and like old people say, sleep with your own eye. Not grab this philosophy and run with it. Well, I don't want capitalism and I am proud to say I'm a capitalist. You don't even know what a capitalism is, some of you. Or I don't want socialist and I understand what a socialism. Many of you don't even understand. So we need to humble ourselves and start to deal with, what is the real and not what is the propaganda. So I say that Mandami is a ceiling breaker because he's busted the ceiling of assumptions that this is what the man is all about. Now he's coming very clear. Now, what does that have to do with us? It has to do on a number of levels. It speaks to me as a Muslim, and it says that here in Belize, we are looking for a Muslim who is also going to get involved in the political process. We are looking from right out of the Muslim community that because we have children and grandchildren now. We not just get ya. We have been here longer than, I don't want to go into that because that sounds like we're trying to, we don't want to get to comparing ourselves. Just the fact that the Muslims have been here going way, way back into our history. I could show you evidence that the Muslims were here as some of the enslaved people in Belize. And I have documentation from John Burton, who was the governor back in 1837, who wrote about the presence of Muslims and their behavior here. So we don't know. This idea that we just get here, we come from a foreign place, is a false narrative. It's a lacking of history. So the Muslims have always been here. And this, if you don't understand that long before this Muslim community got started, that there were Arabs that came in here into Belize. Well, where you think the Awes and the Habits and the Wahibs and even the Musas and the Shumane, where you think they come from, if not from Muslim countries? And then you think it's an Arab thing? You may not know that there's a street in Belize, right back at Yabra, named the Muhammad Ali Street. People used to think, it's because Muhammad Ali came to Belize in 1965. No. The Muhammad Ali Street been there long before Muhammad Ali. Why? Because there was a significant amount of Muslims that came from India that were part of Belizean development. We used to have one thing when we smile, call who say, me say, where you sit, man, they have two stick where they're doing like one sword fight, and we never even understood that. But when I researched it, I found out that that came from Hassan and Hussein, which is a part of Islamic history, when in a place called Karbala, when they were being attacked and they were fighting. And so for centuries, the Muslims in that area had commemorated that fight with sticks. And so you will find in Trinidad and in Belize, many years ago, that tradition of fighting, as we used to call it, Hussein Mise. Hussein Mise. It's Hussein. Hussein is the name. But Creole and turn things into how we want to put it. But it's speaking about Hussein, which was the grandson of the Prophet Muhammad, who was martyred in that area of Karbala. So I try to point out that this idea that we have that Muslim is a foreign entity and, is propaganda to make you think that, this Muslim now a black thing. Well, if you think Muslim and black thing, Mandani is not a black man. If you think Muslim and Arab thing, Mandani is not an Arab. So we have to re-educate ourselves and be able to get away from the propaganda of our thinking and sleep with your own eye. Do your own research and be able to come up with information for you. Another thing that came with the Mandani win are those Belizeans who are second generation, just like Mandani is a second generation. We have second generation immigrants who are from Belize, parents living in the United States and growing up through the whole school system and the whole social system in America. And they are Americans. When will we see them running for Senate seats, mayoral seats, as they are free to do, just like Mandani? He could have said, well, you know, I'm an immigrant here, and so I better stay out of it and lane. No. He studied American politics. He identified with the American politics, and he wanted to be engaged in social services. And so he took on that responsibility of campaigning on that foundation. And the American people in New York recognize that this is something different than what we have been getting. This man is telling us, guess what? You got problem with rent? I want to adjust it. You got problem with them bus here when they run in time and where they cost you so much? I want to adjust that. You got problem with you can't find ways to handle your picnic because you got high costs of child care? I want to adjust that. And several other things. He touched the nerve of what the common people want. So I'm saying that Belizeans over there, in Los Angeles, in New York, in Chicago, in many of these other areas, what makes you think that they will not advance themselves one day? Take the courage and also get out of the boat of safety and walk on the water of faith and try to be a person in the public office. And I'm saying, if it can happen to Mandani, what makes you think that we will not see a Belizean young woman or young man that grew up in America with Belizean parents that become a state or local official in the United States? And if they become a citizen, they can also go for the very highest office of senator, of governor, of even president. Well, I think you have to actually be born in the United States to do that, but they can be. We have many Belizeans who are born in the United States from Belizean parentage. So it is not impossible for us to see this. Again, what about us and our own environment? Have we forgot that the Mr. Osman Martinez and Mr. Lee Mark, these are second generation individuals who have earned the right to pursue their goal of being in leadership. And so we have Lee Mark, who is a representative of the UDP in the Mesopotamia area. He won a fair and, I would say, above board election. And so now he is the area representative, despite the fact that his parents came from China. We see the same thing with Mr. Martinez, who on this show has described to us his own evolution out of the hard times that his family was having as he was growing up in the South. The fact that his mother was having complications, and that's the reason why he had to be born in another country, but to parents that lived in Belize. So he had to make it very clear that, look, not identify me as somebody outside of Belize. I am a Belizean. Second generation, yes, but I am a Belizean. And he has made it into office at the highest level. And so we need to understand that the dynamics of people of different nationalities running is something that we've been seeing outside. I could remember when Fukumura won in Peru. And everyone said, but he's Japanese. Yeah, he's Japanese, but he's also Peruvian. And he had his his whole development of his politics was out of Peruvian issues and Peruvian politics. So my point is that let us not discard and think that this field of politics only belong to certain class and only certain people. And you, young man, who, like Kashif, born in the Lekai area, who was deprived of some of the things that children who were better off and parents who were better off could afford, but that did not stop him from dreaming. That did not stop him from being ambitious. And he placed that kind of energy into what made him successful as a basketball player, to be able to get a scholarship, to be able to go and study. But his vision was more than just his own. He thought that once I get into a situation, I'd like to turn this around and be able to help young men and women just like myself that may not have gotten what they deserve, but we will provide an opportunity for them and set up training camps, as he and his colleagues have come in from the States, and they've set up camps that are to nurture and to develop young Belizeans the same way that they had been developed. So it's a new world, and we cannot afford to lock ourselves in our little small pigeonhole and think that the world is only what I see in that hole. There's a world outside of that hole. We'll take the next break and we'll come back and we'll keep the phone lines open so that you can engage.
I'm Randolph Friesen and I manage Westville Produce, better known as Granny's Foods. That's our main brand. So we offer high quality grains, beans, rice, and we also offer corn chips made from 100% locally grown corn. We saw a need for high quality locally produced products. A lot of the best products are being exported, and we said, we need to keep some of the best products here in Belize rather than export everything. Atlantic Bank has helped us achieve our goals by providing the financing for us to be able to launch products faster than we would without the financing that they offer. We find that Atlantic Bank is very customer friendly, especially with small and medium-sized businesses. We find that Atlantic Bank is more than willing to go the extra mile. They try to understand your business. So when we go to Atlantic Bank with a certain need, we find that they try to develop a solution that will meet our specific need. I would encourage any small business owner to go to Atlantic Bank for their financial services. They're very friendly, and just overall, their service is excellent.
Nando's Wholesale is your market leader in Belize's wholesale industry when it comes to high-quality products at the most reasonable and competitive prices. With over 40 years in the wholesale business, Nando's Wholesale embraces the partnership of the hotel industry in Belize by providing world-renowned brands in wines, seasonings, condiments, and cleaners in industrial sizes, as well as small and large kitchen appliances and equipment. Nando's also takes pride in providing one of the quietest and most durable air conditioning systems in Belize with technical support and spare parts. Nando's Wholesale. Professional, reliable, effective, and prompt. Nando's Wholesale always delivers. Visit us at www.nandos.bz or send an email to nandos@nandos.bz. Or, even better yet, give us a call today at 222-500 or 280-8080 to speak to one of our sales representatives today.
It's here, the biggest sale of the year at Builders Hardware from October 15th to December 31st. Find your happy place with 10% off appliances, 20% off paint, and a whopping 25% off paint supplies, light, fans, AC, and tiles. Plus, enjoy 30 to 50% off selective items. That's not all. From sand gravel to blocks and roofing, we got everything you need from construction start to finish. Builders Hardware in Belmopan. This is your happy place.
Yes, I want to do farming. Fruits, vegetables, anything. You don't have to go there and buy, you have your own thing.
This never happened when I come in the two, baby. That's what I do.
200 lots, more lots than people in the land of Ocasio. So when I pick them when I ban yet to get land.
you could look at all of them, how happy they are. They're so, man, these people don't know how to express themselves right now.
People who have never had a land before, will live here for years, finally get something to say, okay, I have something in my name, you know.
So when you get your piece of land, you have to hold on to your land. You have something to pass on to your picnic.
Use your land, make it useful.
Don't sell your land because it is gold. You're investing in your own selves and your children down the road.
I know how to say thank again because it's a great achievement.
WUB, Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes, and we've talked with many things this morning, Mandami, and we've talked about the ideas of Belizeans abroad taking up the mantle in the United States, or returning to Belize and decided after doing your studies in the US, you come to Belize and you begin to engage in the political process. Why do we want our young people to think about the political process? Because what we've inherited from the colonialists is a skewed system. It is an elitist system. It is not a system of fair distribution of wealth. They've always had the very, very rich. They were colonialists. And by the way, I've read a book recently that speaks about colonialists in the colonial situation who took, when I say colonial situation, colonial leadership in Africa, India, and in the Caribbean, who many times came from England and were there in official positions because the British did not trust the local before they trusted their own. And so we had these colonial secretaries and these other high-ranking individuals who came and were administrating the colonial structure. And many of them got rich because they kept the natives so far away from the epicenter of leadership that we didn't recognize that they were hustling on the side. And many of them became extremely wealthy because of the lack of accountability of we, the local, understanding how the system even works. The problem is that when we took over from them, as Nkrumah says, a neo-colonialist system began to be put in place, where the white man, the colonialist, the European, were pulling themselves back further and further, maybe only leaving a governor, and then having all these administrative positions being filled by the so-called local or native. And the local native began to, what they say, sing from the same hymn book as the colonialists. So as Nkrumah said, and Frantz Fanon pointed out the same situation, is that we started to become like them. And so instead of the fight that the original Belizean freedom movement and independence movement of the 50s and the 60s were fighting for, we eventually evolved ourselves in the Caribbean into the new colonialists. So the same elitist system, the same you can't come wrong me that they had, we've inherited that. So you find all kind of ministers, they fly around in a high-level vehicles with tinted glasses, so you can't even sit there. Similar to how the governors and they used to be. They're similar to that kind of, you could watch we, but you can't come close to we. You could come in a circle, but only one by one, and you could only come in a certain genuflecting kind of way because you respect the system. We are setting up a very similar situation here in the Caribbean, where our leaders are becoming increasingly elitist, and they are getting further and further away from that mass. And remember, it was that mass that they went down to and say, if we don't support we will make changes for no. But after they went down there and propagandized us with their campaign and they got into power, they act like the same white man that was in charge of the system years ago. So when we see people who are now growing and trying to come out of that box, because they put us in that box of this two-party system, and it's the same thing in the United States. That's why a lot of young people are trying to get further and further away from the twiddly-dee and the twiddly-dum of the Democrats and the Republicans, but because they're seeing that they're basically at the bottom line, they're the same thing. And the young people want something else. They don't just want to join on and say, I want to be the same as you. I want to be different. So what we saw with Mondani is that he came into the same yin-yang process of the Democrats, but he's saying, I'm going to use that as a platform to speak to those needs that you all have just been promising people but not fulfilling. Why? Because you get so caught up and convoluted in your ability to try to hold on to some power. Most of the time the power is material and financial power. That is what Eric Adams was so shamefully doing. He became one of the most popular candidates in that New York race years ago. And when people voted for him, they voted for a change, only to find out that, as my brother Finnegan used to say, who stole the cookie from the cookie jar? Them man just get an opportunity to, my turn now. So yeah, I might have started off the ride bicycle, but when you turn around, you see the ride one high-level vehicle, and that has been the process of these leaders within the Caribbean, is that they get rich quick based on their politics. So when are we going to have people who are like George Price, like Philip Golson, who will take their talent and say, all right, make a breaks my personal accumulation of wealth, so that I could dedicate myself to the service of the ordinary people. That's what they're leaving out. They only bring up the ordinary people during campaign time, but after that, they only have to take care of whether for their constituency, etc. It's a bogus system, and we need to watch that system and continue to work and make it more democratic, make it more people-oriented, and ensure that we have a system that we're working. Now, Mr. Bradley brought up something yesterday. He brought up the fact that the Senate has the right to investigate, and in fact could have and still can investigate the Budna case. And he sent me something to verify it from the Constitution, and I would like to read it to you so that you could see that he was not just talking bogus talk. In the Constitution, it lays out some of the responsibilities and the powers of the Senate and its functions. In Section 2 of 61A, it says the powers and the function of the Senate referred to in this section are as follows, and it gives authorization for the ratification, including adhesion or ascension of any treaty by the government of Belize, including any treaty for the settlement of the territorial dispute between Belize and the Republic of Guatemala. Naturally, that would be number one. But look at some of the other powers that the Senate has, and he underlines this particular section to call to our attention because he brought it up yesterday. In Section D, it says, instituting and conducting inquiries and investigation on any matter of public interest or importance, including inquiries into mismanagement or corruption by persons in central government or public statutory bodies. So anything that is untoward, anything that is out of the ordinary, the Senate can take up that responsibility. Now, I don't expect that that is going to come from the UDP senator. I don't expect that that's going to come from the PUP government senator. But those independent senators who we were calling for years so that it would not give you the impression that the Senate is just a rubber stamp of anything that comes from the House will go to the Senate and just take one couple of minutes and yeah, we stamp that and we approve it. The idea was that the Senate would have become an area for real debate. And that's what we've seen over the last couple of years. If you really want to see the depth of some of our laws and what the implications are, you listen to people like Herrera. You listen to people like Chinona. You listen to people like Denison. You listen to those individuals. And now that we have Senator Louis Wade, I don't want to leave him out. He's a man of integrity. And he's a man that takes the governance process in Belize very seriously. So that's where we are hearing. So what Dickie is pointing out here is that you have the right to have questioned what happened in the case of Budna. You don't have to sit back and just be an observer of this process. You can be a participator in this process by taking up the mantle that this law in the Constitution gives you the right to do, and that is to investigate. Now, if you take that responsibility seriously, we could avoid a lot of these areas that we are dealing with. If the ombudsman, who is constitutionally given the right to investigate anything that is untoward, and he is saying to you in his official investigation of the Jerry Enriquez case, that Jerry Enriquez does have a right to go through the Freedom of Information Act and ask you to provide who were those attorneys and how much are they being paid. Why? Because we have a right to know. Why do we have a right to know? Because that's for we money. That's for we money. It's not any personal money from any politician. It's not a secret fund. Those monies are paid from the consolidated fund, which means the place where all of our money go into, based on our taxes and other revenue streams. So if we understand that we have a right to know, then why would you want to appeal the position of the ombudsman, who simply says, yes, Mr. Enriquez is right, he has a right to have this information, and that, yes, Mr. Attorney General, you must provide that information of who were the lawyers and how much were they being paid, and we have a right to know. And it is not a precedent, because that went on during the UDP administration, where we had to find out how much money was paid. And I won't call any names, but you know there were many, many high-ranking attorneys that made big, big money over the Ashcroft case. We know that they had big, big money over the Fortis case. And we have been paying our political supporters who are attorneys big money. And the right to know had to be asked of the UDP, and they were forced to come forward and tell us how much they paid. And I'm not going to name the name of those attorneys and the astronomical figures that they were paid to support the UDP's attempt to take control back of the BTL. Well, we are seeing very similar situations here, where the People's United Party has hired their friends, because they don't usually hire people outside of their circle. But regardless to your selection, that's okay. You have that right. But you don't have a right to tell we, the people, that no, we not, none of your business that. You want to get so personal, I want to know them people, I want to know how much they get paid. And what you to do with that? You don't got the right to tell us that. And that is the reason why that matter has gone where it has gone, to the ombudsman, who in his own right has the status of a judge. In case we don't understand our constitution, this man, Honorable Suazo, has the status of a judge. And so when he passes his judgment down, he's not passing it in favor of the PUP or in favor of some other political party. He's doing what he's supposed to do as a judge, who is supposed to be blind when he looks at the evidence for justice. So why say you want to appeal his thing there, as though his decision there, as though that is somehow against you? It's not against you. Those are not state secrets. Those are not things that if we know, it will violate some security issue. You have no justification for saying that you're not supposed to know. So going back to really what our brother Dickie Bradley brought forward yesterday, with the bunks on the ombudsman, but you the Senate, you the senators, you Senator Dennison, you Senator Chanal Chanona, you Senator Herrera, you also, and also Louis Wade, you also have the right as the Senate to provoke an inquiry into what happened with Budna. You have the right to go into finding out what happened in any of these cases and these matters that we keep bouncing out here back and forth, we call ping pong between these various issues and leaving you out. And you are a most important part of our governance process with the right to investigate. So we thank Mr. Bradley for bringing this bit of information, because this is no secret. He's quoted the Constitution. It is there in black and white, but it just has not been used as a means by which we are able to gather information that is of benefit to us. And, you know, you hear us every morning here, and I'm talking about Bose and myself and when Yaya is here. We're not to try and make the government one enemy. That's not our objective here. We don't got no personal thing against Mr. Usher, or certainly against the Prime Minister of Belize, or Mr. Anthony Sylvester. in their own right, they have merits that they can be proud of in what they're doing. But when you make a decision that goes against the principles of our Constitution or goes against principles of common decency, we're not supposed to be cowed down and afraid. You know, during the time of George Price, they used to say people used to whisper when they see anything very wrong. Why? Because there was a fear of a thing that they used to call victimization. They coined that word. That was coined by the NIPPUP, NIPUDP, to say that that is the mantra of George Price and the PUP, that once you talk, they will isolate you. They even pointed out a great engineer by the name of Flowers, brilliant man, that was, they say, ran out of the country because he refused to do what was instructed of him, and his integrity as an engineer, he would not go along with that. So he spent, I think, the rest of his life in Ghana. He went to Africa, where he was welcomed and where he was able to do his engineering. Why? Because he felt that while he was here in Belize, he was not being given the respect. So my point is that we have a right to know, and for Mr. I'd say non-political Jerry Enriquez, and I say that because I believe that he genuinely is doing what he is doing because of conscience, because of seeing that this is something that ought not to be, and he was trying to correct it. And he was joined by several persons that decided to take the government to court to say, you need to do this redistricting before you go to the next election. And it was a case there where it was an interesting matter, because the government that he was suing to do what they were supposed to do had put it already in their campaign promises that once we get in, we are going to correct this redistricting issue. But as the previous administration had also promised, because this is a constitutional mandate that you need to do this every 10 years. And they've been kicking the can down the road. And each time the opposition is in, they criticize the government that is the government of the day, saying, when are you going to do this? Giving the impression that once we get in there, we undo it. Well, you've gone two administrations. One administration, you didn't do it with a promise that I will do it in the second administration. And now a promise that we will get it done before this administration is completed. However, the fact is that if you are being sued, you don't have the right to, in your response to the lawsuit, act as if you are dealing with an enemy. Mr. Enriquez is not an enemy. He's a dedicated patriot that has been proven to be much love for Belize. And so by you treating him as if he's an enemy, asking questions that are forbidden, and then putting him in a corner where he has to re-sue you to try to get further information, this is not how you treat your citizens if you are all about the rights of ordinary Belizeans. Let us use those kind of energy to fight our enemies, not use those types of energy to fight our own people, particularly when Jerry Enriquez is not coming with no political agenda. It's not like when UDP they challenge you and then the league firefight where you have can be justified because boy, this is politics. This man is outside of the political realm. So by him asking the question simply that, listen, you don't know gone with what I went there for, but at least we have a right to know by the Freedom of Information Act, which you passed, by the way. We do have the right to know exactly who you hire and how much you're paid in. And for you to be responding and keeping it going this length of time, and even now adding the ombudsman as part of your enemy in this process, to say, well, you decide with Jerry, and you decide that Jerry have one right to know, we to tell you no, you don't have one right to know. And as a matter of fact, you, Mr. Ombudsman, that is now putting up a case that we ought to tell Jerry, we can carry you to court too. Welcome, caller.
Yeah, Brother Nuri.
Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, Will.
Yes, I just want to join you in support, what you're talking about this morning, referencing the Jerry Enriquez appeal for transparency, and so we could know where our money, it's our money, it's the people's money. But I also want to encourage other Belizeans, like you rightfully mentioned, the different senators and the chamber, and this is what's going to bring transparency to our country and make our country better. But if people just stay quiet, I want to today big up Friday. I want to big up the NTUCB, Trade Union Congress of Belize, for speaking out on this.
Yes.
And also the People's National Party. People say, oh, we only hear from the third parties or so-called third parties during election. We have consistently put out reports. You don't make mainstream media because I guess even the mainstream media see us as insignificant. But constantly we have put out press releases about, we put one out, they support the ombudsman.
Yes.
And ask the government to, listen to the ombudsman. We put one out about the invasion of Guatemalan, continuous invasion of Guatemalan cattle ranchers into our national forest.
Yes.
But like I say, I guess the mainstream media not really pick them up. But I just want you to know that we are a voice out there, and we want to encourage others.
Indeed.
We have
Indeed.
so many unions in this country, so many NGOs in this country, and it would be good to hear from them. People seem to be acting in isolation, and only through unity there can be strength. We really have to unite behind these things. That's everybody's business.
Yeah.
With this thing that Jerry is bringing, that's everybody's business.
Indeed.
They're not just Jerry Enriquez. Jerry Enriquez, like you say, he isn't even a politician.
Exactly.
With me, I could understand it. They don't want to put some of the things I put out because they see you as political. But Jerry have no political affiliations with no party at all.
Exactly.
But he's got the interest of Belize at heart.
Yeah.
And this is what we need more people like Jerry, and all these civil society organizations and all these other organizations out there need to rally behind things like this.
Yes.
Because today it could be me, tomorrow it could be you.
Indeed, brother.
So,
Indeed.
But Nuri, I also want to take this opportunity, and this is not campaign ad for a rum or anything like that, but the Kopali rum, which I disclose that I work for, has received 4 awards, but 2 of them, in my opinion, is worthy of mentioning because Belize, we see ourselves as a green country and we sell ourselves as a green country. So the awards that the Kopali rum or distillery has been awarded is one for the reduction of greenhouse gases, which the hurricane just hit Jamaica because of the rise of greenhouse gases. But the rum, the way it's produced, has helped to reduce greenhouse gases. And it got an award for the most sustainable produced spirits in the world. To me, that's our big thing, because which other company, right there at Belize or so, could pride itself on saying, okay, you get an award because you're doing so much environmentally friendly things that you have contributed to the reduction of greenhouse gases. To me, that's big,
Yes.
For me, and like I say, not just because the company that I am involved in, but because it is contributing on a global scale to the reduction of greenhouse gases, and also the promotion of sustainability. It's the most sustainable produced rum in the Caribbean and Central America. And, this is the thing that we have to pride ourselves on and actually brag about. But not only that, brag about it, but the fact that you are doing the right thing. We grow our own cane, Brother Nuri, and we are in the south and the cane in the north. And per acre, the amount of tons we are getting, you hear all kind of things in the news, and all kind of aid become for the farmers up north. And their cane field, they are getting, I think, an average of 17 tons per acre. We are getting an average of 30 tons per acre, twice as much, you know what I mean? And I think that should be like an example of this is how you do it, and you do it the right way, you do it the environmentally friendly way, and show that organic products could happen, especially in a small country like ours, you know. I mean, I believe, my opinion, one of the reasons why the crop up north has reduced, because when they first started out 40 or 50 years ago, they were getting 30 tons per acre too. But the soils are tired of all the poisoning that's taking place with chemical fertilizer. Understand what I'm saying? And as you could see the result, the Orange Walk River right there, every year after year we hear reports, fish the dead, you shouldn't swim in it, your dog shouldn't swim in it because it is so polluted. This is a result of all the runoffs that's taking place.
Yeah.
So when you have a company that's doing it right and the world recognizes it, again, this is like something that we were talking about earlier with Jerry and stuff. I would want like people to gravitate towards it and say, man, you know what? Then people down south, they got farming figured out, and maybe we could use that as an example and promote that as a way to move our country forward. Imagine if Belize exported organic sugar, right, instead of that sugar that they are exporting right now that's not organically certified. I mean, imagine the prices that we and our farmers could get.
Indeed.
From organic sugar that's being sold around the world right now. We could do that. We could do that on small scale here and have the farmers get more than what they are getting right now. So, I mean, like, at the end of the day, I want to use this opportunity to big up the farmers who are farming the cane down south that produces the Kapali rum. At the end of the day, it's about the farming practices. It's not about the rum, It's the way the rum is produced, and using local hands and hearts to farm that soil without any kind of chemicals going into our soils. None. Zero. It's so healthy that the soils are so healthy down there right now that it is retrieving carbon from out of the atmosphere, Brother Nuri. I mean, this, I not just to make this up, this was tested and verified by third parties, So I just think that I wanted to mention that and,
I understand,
let people know.
Yeah. My brother, thank you, and respect for the work that you do down there consistently, Wilmy here. And, we don't want our politicians that have tried. I mean, we got Paul, we've got Brother Lopez, we've got Nancy Marin, we've got many who have tried to operate outside of the box, and it sometimes gives the impression, no, even try that because that not work, working at the Caribbean, etc., etc., etc. But it's not always a third party. Sometimes, as in the case of other jurisdictions, it is the same major party, but internally have a change of direction. And for example, Mandami is not an independent. Even though America has independent parties, he decided to do what he's doing inside the Democratic Party, and there's enough elasticity inside of that party that he was able to develop his own agenda and his own position as a Democrat. So it's not that we can't do that within the United Democratic Party, nor do it within the People's United Party. So let us keep hope alive, and let us not lock ourselves and our possibilities, and our possibilities is the best word, by thinking, oh, this not work, so I know I want to try. And Will, you are a living example of continuing to try to climb that ladder. You don't get very far, but you have consistently done it, and over a period of time, others will join you, and we don't know. What I'm saying is that let us not limit ourselves and say, boy, that's so you do. Belize we can't do it any kind of way, any other kind of way. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. So thank you, Will.
Definitely.
Thank you.
All
Will.
right, great. Thank you for the opportunity, Brother Nuri.
Indeed.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, listen, we have to remember to big up Miss Kuna, Cliff. I get one note from Miss Kuna say, hey, they listen for here, he big up. So big up to you, Miss Kuna, there in Los Angeles, California. And big up to all of you who likewise are in the diaspora. You're an important part of our development, and that's why we talk so much about you, to keep you on the agenda and not to think that we are kind of, xenophobic. We only think about where they happen in a Belize and we don't got time to think about Uno. No. Mandami was a good example as to why we should think about you, because you hold the future of what is going to happen in Belize. We're going to be very, very dynamic in this process of our future. So we want to thank you for being with us over the last couple of hours. We thank Mr. Cliff Lewis, who is the all-around here. We have Ms. Alexi Belaid as our MCO. We have Mr. Anthony Grant as the man downstairs in radio. And am I leaving? I see Harlan Wagner, likewise, is around here. And most important is you who join us. A young lady told me to look at a messenger and to respond to it, but I gone through my messenger, and unfortunately, ma'am, I don't see a message there for me to respond to. I will keep looking, and if it's possible, we'll bring it up in next week's show. So, Belizeans, we got one more break? Yeah, I think so. No? All right. Okay, anyway, I will say thanks those who have been a part of the show today, and we leave you with the thoughts. Every show we leave you with these thoughts that it's important that you stand strong. We can't stand feeble knee nowadays. We can't stand shakre. You have to stand firm. You have to stand strong. And always remember the principle that is in the Bible: do the right thing. For now, we're gone!
I'm Randall Friesen, and I manage Westwell Produce, better known as Granny's Foods. That's our main brand. So we offer high quality grains, beans, rice, and we also offer corn chips made from 100% locally grown corn. We saw a need for high quality locally produced products. A lot of the best products are being exported, and we said, we need to keep some of the best products here in Belize rather than export everything. Atlantic Bank has helped us achieve our goals by providing the financing for us to be able to launch products faster than we would without the financing that they offer. We find that Atlantic Bank is very customer friendly, especially with small and medium-sized businesses. We find that Atlantic Bank is more than willing to go the extra mile. They try to understand your business. So when we go to Atlantic Bank with a certain need, we find that they try to develop a solution that will meet our specific need. I would encourage any small business owner to go to Atlantic Bank for their financial services. They're very friendly, and just overall, their service is excellent.
When working with sheetrock, you need screws that give you quick penetration for a speedy, stable installation. Best Screws, fast frame and fast finish drywall screws are specifically designed for you. Engineered by Best Manufacturing, Best Screws makes every job faster and easier. These screws offer reliable performance with a superior hold. You also save money due to Best Screws affordability. They are cheaper than the leading brands. Get the job done quickly without compromising on strength. For all your drywall installations, get Best Screws Fast Frame and Fast Finish. Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Un grupo de gente que hemos trabajado muy duro, y la tierra es para la gente de Bellavista. ¿Para qué? Para que los jóvenes puedan tener tierra. ¿Para qué? Para que los jóvenes puedan desarrollarse en el futuro. Algo que les hacía falta por mucho tiempo. Nuestros padres vienen de las fincas bananeras. Somos gentes que hemos sufrido mucho, y ustedes como jóvenes se merecen mejores oportunidades.
If you didn't have land before, you will have land now. Once you have land, you have wealth.
I think they want to build, they want to settle.
I'm already having dreams of my home and everything.
The wires are just, I'm really excited. I'm really happy. I can finally begin to build a house.
It's just a great feeling,
Mi amigo es un hermano, una persona para el pobre. ¿Estamos de acuerdo?
Let's take a journey through the core functions of the Social Security Board. It all starts with registering as an insured person, employer, or self-employed individual. Sign up for a portal account to manage your Social Security information online. Just provide accurate information and click Create. This will give you access to a range of services and benefits. Next, your contribution, along with investments and other income, are collected and distributed into 3 funds. This ensures that the SSB fund is securely utilized to support various benefit programs. The SSB is committed to providing essential benefits such as sickness, maternity, injury, and pension. These benefits are paid out to eligible individuals as a part of the Social Security coverage. We help you navigate through life's challenges with financial security. Annual surplus accumulates to grow the fund each year. This surplus is invested into various industries, contributing to the growth and development of our nation. With each passing year, the fund continues to grow due to the annual surplus and interest revenue earned from prudent investments. This surplus, along with reserves, helps to bolster the SSB fund and provide a safety net for those in need. We've arrived at the end of our journey to better understanding how the SSB works. We remain committed to serving you and building a secure future for all Belizeans.
When Shell V-Power flows through your engine, confidence flows through you. Choose the fuel that 100% cleans critical engine parts and keeps your engine performing like new.